After BP's deep cleaning operations, most people expected the sand to be silky white like this, but tonight we are seeing tar balls. Right now we're flying over Pensacola Bay. You look down on the water, you see dozens of vessels. Well, look at these pictures. These are the only images that we have seen of the Scott sisters over the years, and tonight these can be tossed aside. This used to be the chimney and fireplace of the Roberts family, and now literally it has been turned into rubble. And it's just covered with oil. They haven't been able to clean this up. It's just an indication of how much stuff has been out here. As you can see behind me, the sand sharks and the heavy cleanup equipment is still working. Nurses here in the oncology unit found out about her situation. They wanted to try to do anything to help. Well, you can actually still see the teddy bears and the flowers that were put at the spot. Now, some people were allowed to come in and try to collect anything they could salvage from their apartments. Well, this arrest report came out today with the medical examiner's findings saying Broxson was actually raped to death, and all the evidence is pointing to Douglas as the culprit.
It's like somebody reached inside my chest and ripped my heart out and then showed it to me.
Mary Broxson described the moment last week when she learned her older sister Jamie was dead. Now gruesome new details about Broxson's death are coming out. According to the autopsy, she was brutally raped and sodomized, which caused an infection that killed her. There were also signs she may have been strangled. With the DNA from semen found inside Broxson's body matching 22-year-old Joshua Douglas, sheriff's deputies now feel they have their killer. But Douglas's friends continue to stand behind him.
Yes, there's DNA linking him. Yes, he may have had relations with her, but do we think he killed her? No.
They paint a picture of a great father and a great friend who had made some mistakes in his past, but was never abusive to women.
He loves his daughter. He has a little girl who is his world, and I just couldn't imagine Josh doing something like this.
Brittany Barton says she talked to her ex-boyfriend after he was arrested. Douglas told her he knew Jamie Broxson, but insisted he did not kill her.
He didn't tell me how he knew her. I asked him why he was there, and he said that they arrested him because he knew her. That's all he told me.
Douglas also said he had no clue who Deborah Jones was. He is not charged in her murder yet, but both Jones's family and deputies believe he killed her too.
How is it they have two bodies show up in the same place? You know, unless they got a sign out there that says dump your murdered bodies here, you know, and I feel like he's connected with both of them.
Now, this is not the first time Douglas has been in the Escambia County Jail. He pled guilty to cocaine possession, grand theft, and soliciting prostitution back in 2008. He is now being held there again on murder and sexual assault charges with no bond. Their turf includes some areas notorious for crime.
We've hit like Montclair, Mayfair, Wedgwood, Lincoln Park, Ensley.
Sergeant Mike Hoyland and other deputies in the new TACT unit patrol the county's most violent neighborhoods. Their mission, to put pressure on criminals and show them that someone is always watching.
Hey, we got a guy down here. We've just got a little bit of powder on him, a little bit of weed, and he wants to get out of these handcuffs so bad he wants to talk to someone.
Well, we're stopped here in Montclair, and you see this man in the black jacket. Officers have found drugs on him. We are waiting for the narcotics unit to come out. He says that he has information about another crime, and many of the tips that these deputies get come from normal traffic stops just like this one.
What are you doing back there, Lorenzo? You got anything on you? Okay.
Every time a person is stopped or questioned, it has become standard to ask about guns or drugs.
These last couple of shootings that we've had, you know, it's all been narcotic related. Either someone going in to buy, or they're going in to buy, they get, someone tries to steal their money or steal their drugs, and the next thing you know, you've got, shots being fired, and then someone's done.
Homicide detectives hope the TACT unit will help them not only gain valuable information, but also track down those wanted in the latest string of murders.
It's a Jerome Ruffins. If you pull him up in master name index, he's code 94, and they want us to go look for him. Investigation said he may be a person of interest too, so let's see what we can do.
Ruffins is wanted for questioning in the December 9th murder of Martell Miley. Deputies checked out his last known address, but no sign of him. The case still remains unsolved.
There's witnesses to these cases, and they're just not willing to come forward.
Many businesses are hoping that things turn around next summer and hope that the tourists will come back, but there is still oil washing up onshore all around Pensacola Bay, and both scientists and local leaders say there's even more out there that you can't see. The summer of 2010 produced many sad images of oil-covered shorelines. But these aren't pictures from 6 months ago. These photos were taken this past Tuesday on the beaches of Fort McRae. It's just one of the areas around Escambia County that are still seeing daily shoreline impacts. Tar balls breaking off from underwater tar mats that still have not been cleaned up. For businesses, it's a scary thought.
It's hard to forecast next year. There is still oil out there.
Will Eberlin couldn't risk that uncertainty, so he made the decision to close his restaurant Bullfeathers. Other businesses are trying to tough it out, relying heavily on the BP claims process. But with oil still out there, it presents a problem for those trying to get paid.
When they finally make you that offer to settle, they're going to give you a number, and you can either take it or leave it. You know, if you take that number, you sign on the dotted line, and you're done.
Meaning if you accept a final claims payment, you lose any right to sue BP in the future. Now, BP has confirmed the existence of submerged oil in the waters off Perdido Key and Barrancas Beach. But local scientists say there are more underwater tar mats out there, still undiscovered, which will produce visible oil on the beaches for years to come. It's a worry for anybody who is betting their business future on BP's promises of a full cleanup.
Yeah, that doesn't seem fair because, you know, we're not anywhere close to knowing what the results are going to be here. You know, I mean, we still need to get another summer, you know, and many more summers to come until we figure this thing out.
Now, BP was supposed to start the cleanup over in the Barrancas Beach and Fort McRae area this past Sunday to get that submerged oil finally extracted out of the water. But sources tell us that that cleanup operation has not even begun yet. And as for that tar mat behind Eden condominiums on Perdido Key, there is no formal cleanup plan in place for that area yet. Reporting live from Pensacola Bay, I'm Laurie Bernstein, Channel 3 News.